Hi everyone, welcome to our fun webinar once again on Wednesday at midday. And it's a very auspicious occasion today. We've got some wonderful guests. And just to start off again with Narosha from NCL. So we're going to chat to Narosh and then I'm going to bring Jackie on and we're going to move on from there. So Narosh, how are you today?
Morning guys, very well. Cold, just cold and cold.
Narosh,
what can we say?
Yeah, exactly. I think we're all over it now. I thought we'd chat about the jade today coming to South Africa, to the South African coast, which of course is very exciting. So I put a few questions together if you're just comfortable answering with me.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit about the jade? Because obviously that's very exciting for us.
Yeah, so just basic facts about the jade. It was built in 2006 and then refurbished in 2017, so it's fairly new. You know, when NCL refurbish their ships, they do basically what we call a complete refurbishment, where they take out all the cabins, clean everything, put in new carpets, new bedding, new curtains, you know, do painting. So it's a proper full refurbishment. And I mean, that's 3 years ago, so it's fairly new. Something that I never understand why it's so important, but anyway, the gross tonnage is 93,558. It has a guest capacity of about 2,400 guests and 1,040 ship crew, so it's basically a 2-to-1 ratio. The overall length is about 965 feet. Again, I don't know why that is always important. But yeah, I mean, the jade, I've been on it in the Middle East. It's a very classy, unique looking ship, very like modern classy, you know, it's still got the very dark teak woods and not completely ultra modern, but not very old fashioned either. So it's a very unique, different kind of looking ship, but very perfect for our market because our guests like that type of luxury looking ship, if we can call it.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's probably what stands out about the jade, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Really standing out point. And when it comes to meals, how do you sort of compare, or what do you think are sort of interesting points about the meals on the jade?
So on the jade, they have 16 extraordinary dining options, and at least 7 of them are complimentary, which is brilliant. So they have 2 main dining rooms. In the main dining rooms, you know, they have the full sit-down menus, and then they also have an impressive buffet area in the main dining room, in one of the main dining rooms. The other one is a sit-down, you know, 3-course menu meal. And then they have the casual cafes, the grills, serving, you know, fresh baked breads, desserts, pastries, you know, the normal fun eats that we love. And then there's also 9 specialty dining venues on the jade, which is also brilliant. And, you know, with our free at sea offer, everyone loves dining in these specialty dining restaurants. Some are a la carte, some come with a standard charge of around $29 to $39, depending on the restaurant. And, you know, there's so many different options. I was looking at the restaurants yesterday. There's the Cagney Steak Restaurant, there's Italian at La Cucina. They even have the Experience Teppanyaki Japanese style restaurant. Oh, wow. They have so many, there's so many different dining options. So food is unlimited, as we know, on cruising, but on the jade specifically, there's plenty of luxury dining options as well as complimentary.
Oh, that's divine. Getting hungry already, huh?
Yeah.
And the onboard entertainment, can you elaborate on that a little bit? Because obviously it has got your normal big shows, I would imagine.
Yes, so when it comes to the entertainment on the jade, there's never a dull moment. So they have the magic shows, especially in Elements. So Elements is a show that they do in a venue that includes acrobatics as well as magic type of style show. Then they have Blazing Boots, which is a full production, you know, with musical videos, hot vocals, innovative choreography. And I looked at the Blazing Boots show. It's basically got artists, well, not the real artists, but vocals of Taylor Swift and, you know, all the up and coming artists. So very awesome show. And then, you know, they love throwing these white parties, as we know happens on all cruises, but something the Jade is very well known for, because also of the destinations it calls in, sometimes in the Middle East and then coming to Africa, we love these white parties. Yeah. So yeah, lots of entertainment.
Oh, fantastic. And does it have the solo cabins on board as well as the haven?
So unfortunately, it doesn't have the solo cabins on the ship. I've looked at the staterooms. They have family inside cabins, which is also good. So it takes up to 4 guests. And then, just your normal standard inside ocean view balcony. It does have the haven though. So that is really awesome. It's located on the top of the ship with the most luxurious accommodations, different suites taking from 2 guests right up until 8 guests. They even have the 2-bedroom suite. So there definitely is the haven on the Norwegian Jade.
Oh, fantastic. And then, we've really covered interesting facts, I think, about the Jade, if you think about it. Because, it sounds like quite a unique ship coming to our coastline. Naresh, and tell me just any latest offers, because obviously, we all know that Incel's really good at always improvising, bringing good offers, and it's quite a leader with those. Is there anything at the moment that's really good?
So last week we launched an amazing offer, which was the balcony upgrade offer. It's selling extremely well, especially in our market and especially with guests that are holding FCCs. So basically that offer is if you book an ocean view, you get automatically upgraded to a balcony cabin at the same price. And then over and above that, we've included the all choice 4 options. So, you get your free specialty dining, you get your free beverage package, free Wi-Fi, and free excursions. And then some of the sailings even have kids sail free. So that offer has been extended. It's now going up until the 30th of June. So that's a brilliant, brilliant offer. And I was also looking at some itineraries. Besides the South Africa itinerary, there's an awesome 7-day round trip Baltic sailing, doing Copenhagen, back to Copenhagen. So brilliant for our market. And then it's also doing the Greek Isles and Middle East. So really awesome itineraries on the Jades, especially for our market.
So they're obviously moving up there in the summer months. That's great. Very excited about that.
Yeah.
So Naresh, thank you so much for that and for joining us again. It's always a pleasure having you, and we will see you again next week at noon.
Yes, stay safe and have fun, guys. Chat soon.
Thanks, Naresh.
Okay,
and of
bye.
course, you're probably sitting here wondering why I've got a South African flag, because I'm back in my kitchen. As you can see, last week, remember, I was in Antarctica. So we've got some exciting news. So I'm just going to blow this is called a kuduzela, and I'm going to try and blow it and get Jax in, because Jax, by popular demand, you are back. Look, I can't even blow. It didn't work. Over to you.
My word. Thanks, Shells. Hi, everyone. Blow harder. Lamentia says blow harder. So maybe she can practice now and hopefully blow harder, but we'll get back on that track. So hi everyone, nice to be back on our webinar, and nice to see you all on board. And sorry I can't see you and I can't hear you, so please chat so I can answer you on the chat line. I always love that. Thanks, Carla, nice to see you too. So what we thought we'd do today is something a little bit different as we try and do at DP. And we thought that it would be really awesome if you had to meet our reservation team. So our strategy going forward, as you all well know from previous webinars that I've done, is that we're going to go back to what DP used to do and have a team that pretty much covers all our products, and that you are able to work with them on that basis. And I think that really works well. Looking at the team, we've done a little intro for each one. They're going to come on board and give you a view of themselves, which I always think is great. And also, from a company perspective, our sales team well, our marketing team well, me and Jane well. And the actual heart of any company for me is 100% everybody is important, but the little heart that pumps and makes us who we are and very special is our reservation team. And for me, it's always important that we have these people that you know and that you trust and that you believe in. And so I kind of quickly breezed through all of them and got an experience of how long they've been in travel. And it kind of blew my mind, because can you believe it, that if I put these 6 girls together and I add up their experience in travel, it came to 135 years travel experience that they've been doing this. And for me, that was like, oh my word, we've got the right people, they're doing the right thing. And I was just so impressed with that. I'm not going to add on what Jane and my experience onto that, because then we might go to a ridiculous amount, but I'll leave it at that. But I just thought that was really, really, really cool. And I think due to the experience that these that these beautiful ladies have, it just gives you confidence to come through to DP and know that you can book any product with them. Done a lot of chatting to various consultants over the last couple of weeks, get ideas from you guys. What do you like? What don't you like when you're dealing with anybody? And a big factor for me and a big positive was that, kind of probably like ourselves, if you find somebody that you enjoy dealing with, I think the nicest thing is that you can deal with them on every single thing that you want to book. So, you know, it's kind of, if I go to a bank or I go to anywhere, if anybody stuck out for me or that I connected with, I kind of want to use them for everything that I do. And I think that's the huge positive. So, you know, we've got these 4 beautiful planes of products that we're going to do. So it's cruising, touring, domestic, which is our new one, and beaches. And I just think if you're dealing with a certain res person and you say, well, you know, you're the cruise person, but now I want to book a domestic, and it's like, okay, well, let me pass you on to somebody. You don't have to do that anymore. It's like, I want to use you for everything. And I think that's a huge bonus for us. And one more thing I just want to say is we're kind of old-fashioned in the way that we will always keep a receptionist. You know, you have all these beautiful, wonderful, technically advanced answering services. And I sometimes think when you pick up the phone and you say, hello, can I please speak to Hough, that we will always keep that link going, that you will always go through to Hough. You will never dial 1, dial 2, dial 50, sorry, just give me the whole story again. So I just really wanted to give you that as a major positive for us. And again, the team for me is all about their attitude and their passion, and you'll definitely see their passion. And when you are dealing in travel, I think the biggest positive for me is dealing with someone passionate. And when you have that, you know, it might not always be the best price or the best product or the best this, but when you have somebody that's passionate and a great attitude and great service, I think together we'll go a long way. And that I can guarantee you from a development promotions perspective, that's our aim, and that's pretty much how we choose our people. So we have a wonderful reservation team, and I'm going to put them on show to you now because they're always at the back end. And I can't wait for them to tell you how much they love what they do and how much they feel what they do. And I'm loving all the chats coming through because it's making my heart go pound, pound, pound. And I thank you for all your support. So the first person that I'm going to introduce you to is our little Jen. Jen is our baby of our reservation team. And she is our little millennial. So whenever we need Jen to come on board and help me with something technical, she's the person that I usually run to. So Jen, welcome onto the webinar. I know we've seen you before, and we're loving your background and your traditional dress. Just so you all know, our theme for this week is South Africa domestic. What a beautiful country. And that's pretty much what we're gonna base everything around. So Jen, I'm handing over to you to tell everybody on board what you're about, what you've done, where you have, everything. So off you go.
Thanks, Jax. Hi, everyone. I'm Jen. I've been with DP for 5 years, and before that in the travel industry for an extra 4. So some of my favorite travel experiences have been camping out on the Namibian desert while I was on a G Adventures tour, hopping on my bicycle in France to go pick up some baguettes. I felt like that was really iconic. Dancing under the stars on the beach in Mauritius, and my personal favorite was getting mistaken for a local in Thailand. And there are a couple more, but if you ask me what's my favorite destination, I couldn't really answer that because every time I travel somewhere new, that new destination becomes my new favorite destination. So even though international travel is really cool, I always think that local will always be lekker. So my most memorable local experience has been here, this picture, a little road trip I took with my friends up to God's Window. And this picture was actually taken early in the morning on the 1st of January in 2016. And I mean, what a way to start off the new year, right? I couldn't believe that we had such amazing beauty right here in our country. Imagine. So another local destination that I really love for something a little bit different, closer to home, a quick one-night breakaway, is I love to attend the stargazing and astronomy talks hosted at Maripeng. That's also a really great experience. Yeah, and my favorite thing about the travel industry is the relationships that we get to build with each other. And one of the biggest joys in life for me is really just getting to interact with our travel industry heroes, you, on a day-to-day basis, to share jokes with you, make conversations, make bookings, and yeah, you guys make my day every day. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen. That's amazing. Thank you so much for all you do for us and for DP. So the next part of our team we're gonna go on to, who's a complete character of note, and you probably all have dealt with her, but it's our little bilingual and wonderful character of note is Diana, and she's dressed up for you guys just because she can. So Dee, I'm gonna hand over to you to introduce yourself and give us a background of your.
Hi everyone, I'm Diana. I'm going to do 5 seconds in Afrikaans, want ek is 'n voortrekker meisie. Ek is die enigste Afrikaanse meisie in die DP Res team. So as jy met iemand wil deel in jou moedertaal, kan jy my bel. So ek is 'n voortrekker, ek het even besluit gebring, so as jy wil kom vir 'n koppie tee, dis reg, jy kan kom. But for those, just so that you can understand me, I'm going to switch over in English. You can say that I'm part of the DP Furniture. I've been with them over 14 years, and I have been very fortunate in my time with DP. I mean, I've been to Australia. I've gone from Darwin to Melbourne, doing the Great Ocean Road, doing a helicopter flip over the 12 Apostles. That was an amazing trip. I've done a G-Adventures through Thailand, a little bit off the beaten track. I've done the Hill Tribe tracks in Chiang Mai, stayed in the village 2 nights with all the locals. What an experience. I've done a Costa cruise, fell in love with Barcelona, so that was awesome. And I had a privilege of doing my honeymoon through DP as well, doing Hong Kong, Bangkok. Krabi is my best, top. I even went on a little family trip to New York and Miami. That was about 2 years ago. You will see my pictures. That's Lucas. He's 5 years old. I wouldn't recommend a 3-year-old going to New York. He did spoil some of the attractions for us, but it was still amazing. I think getting back to local, I mean, my dad's side of the family is all from Nelspruit. We've got a little family home in Marlow Park. I don't know if you guys know it. It's just on the border of Kruger National Park. So for a beautiful bush holiday, we can do Marlow Park. My husband's side of the family is all from Gordons Bay. That's your Somerset West Strand. Around the corner, you go to Roy Else, sorry. And you know, for a beach holiday, we try to do that once a year. About 6 years ago, my husband and I, well, boyfriend at that stage, decided to do the garden route, and we spent 1 night in Knysna. I don't know if anybody has been to the treetop villas, the luxury treetop villas in Knysna. That is actually where we got engaged. So beautiful. But I must say my best is packing the caravan, booking the caravan, just going to the most remote place as close as possible to the beach, light a campfire at night, and just be with your family. Well, for a week and a half, depends on how much time we've got. That is my best holidays, away from everything. If there's no cell phone signal, that's even better. So guys, whether it's a cruise or a tour or a land or domestic, guys, I'm here. I will be here for you to help your clients have the best experience and just to make it easier for you and your clients. And then a little secret that I don't know everybody knows, I'm a huge Chuck Norris fan. Not the Texas Rangers show, his jokes. I'm going to end off with a Chuck Norris joke. How did Chuck Norris win idols? By using sign language. So guys, that's me. Even if you just want to have a little chat or a laugh, I'm just a phone call away. Have a good day.
Thanks, Dee. So Diana keeps us very entertained by her Chuck Norris's jokes, which get so ridiculous because Diana laughs more at her Chuck Norris's jokes than we do. So I think we laugh more at her than actually the joke. So she's a great character. Thank you, Diana. So I'm going to move on to our next person is Tasnim, commonly known as Taz. And Taz has been with us for quite a while. She's an amazing, soft, wonderful person. And so I'm going to bring her onto the screen, and Taz has got her wonderful South African flag. Good for you, Taz. So over to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tasneem, but I think most of you know me as Taz. I've been part of this amazing DP family for about 4 years now, but I have been in the industry for just over 20 years. And my passion, like everyone out there, is to travel. I mean, that's why we do this. We love traveling, seeing different cultures, different countries, different tourist attractions. I've been fortunate enough to travel internationally as well as locally, but it would be difficult for me to pick a destination that I say is my favorite, because all my travel experience has been so different. Like my beach holiday to Mauritius with my husband and my son was different from a tour in Australia, or my honeymoon in the Caribbean on a cruise ship, and my pilgrimage, I did pilgrimage as well to Saudi Arabia for 2 months. That was different. So everything for me, all my travel experience was just amazing. Each one is unique and memorable. I'm looking forward to doing domestic as well, because fortunately I've traveled domestic as well, but hands down, my favorite city is definitely Cape Town, guys. I absolutely love it. I go at least once, I try once a year, once every 2 years. For me, Cape Town just has so much to offer. It's the scenic drives, the shopping, the waterfront, a boat trip to Robben Island, going to the strawberry farm, Table Mountain definitely. And I've been fortunate twice to go whale watching as well to Hermanus. So, that was amazing as well. And yeah, and I mean, local as well. I mean, in Joburg, we have so much to offer as well. And yeah, I've been to the Kruger Park. So yeah, I'm looking forward, guys, to doing domestic. So it's not just cruises anymore. For me, it's domestic as well, all our land products. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys and taking the time to join us today. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Thank you, Taz. That's amazing. Thank you for everything you do for us too. So moving on to the next person. I hope you're all enjoying this. I'm seeing wonderful chats coming through, and you know, it's always nice to put a face behind a name for all of you. So I hope you're really enjoying this. So the next person we have coming up is Bev. Believe it or not, Bev and I went to travel school together. We got up to a lot of nonsense. So I've known Bev a long time, and she's one of our crazy people. So I'm going to hand over to you, Bev.
Awesome. Hi guys, my name is Bev. I've been in reservations with development promotions now for 3 years, but I've been in the travel industry for 28 years, so I add a lot to that 135 years. I spent the first 20 years of my travel industry life on the side where you guys are as travel consultants, and then as an ITC for many years, where I dealt with incoming tourists visiting South Africa and Southern Africa. My main focus being upmarket game lodges and upmarket tourist spots, so it was lots of fun. Being in the industry for so many years, I've traveled extensively, both internationally and within South Africa. I love traveling in South Africa, and I feel that most South Africans have traveled little in their own country. But now, due to COVID-19, we obviously can open that up for South Africans and show them how beautiful our country is. There are so many thrilling and exciting things to do. Being a bit of an adrenaline junkie myself, I enjoy anything that gets my adrenaline pumping through my veins. It's ironic how you feel most alive when your heart skips. There's a lot going on in South Africa as far as that goes. You can bungee jump off Flowcrans Bridge in the Garden Route, do a full day of cliffing, abseiling, canoeing in Carmen's River Gorge near the Wilderness, sandboarding in the Atlantis Dunes in Western Cape, or even a zipline canopy tour in Magaliesburg. It's a toss-up to whether I prefer beach or adrenaline, but I think the best probably holiday for me would be a bit of both, and you can find plenty of that in South Africa. So give me a call. I'd love to help you plan the best adventure for your clients to either South Africa or any of the destinations that development promotions can assist with. Lovely chatting to you all. And as I always say, I don't mind what you call me, just call me.
Love it, Bev. Thanks for that. So thanks to Bev for all of that. And your pictures are amazing. They certainly to give a good description of her. And then one more we're going to have, and then we're going to have another special guest, is you'll probably know our little Hough. Hough has been with us for a while, and she's done a lot of things that I never knew. So I think I'm also learning about these wonderful people in our team. So welcome, Hough. Thank you so much. I'm going to hand over to you again.
Thanks, Jax. So hi, everybody. I'm Hoshana, also known as Hough. I've been at DP now for 5 years, but I've been in travel for about 21 years approximately. So I've always had a passion for travel. Anything travel related, it's always, you know, it's in my blood. I've had great opportunities to have traveled to many parts of the world with my work, with family, and so many memories that I have to look back to. And, you know, when you sit and reminisce and you think about all your fun times that you've had, I mean, the memories that come up in my mind mostly is like cruising the Far East with my husband and son, or having a gelato with my mom in Monte Carlo, or just sipping a cocktail in Mauritius. So there's just so many memories to last me a lifetime. Looking forward to many more, because I've got a million places to still get ticked off my bucket list. And when it comes to our beautiful country, I honestly have been grateful to have experienced many parts of South Africa, but one that really puts a smile on my dial is getting onto a game drive and going to find the Big Five. I've been blessed to have been able to experience some of the most beautiful game lodges South Africa has to offer. And most recently, Thorny Bush, like in the picture, with my husband. So a bush holiday for me is just the best. I mean, to be able to get away from the buzzing city life, just to find like peace and tranquility in the serene and peaceful game reserves that South Africa has to offer. Sitting around a bushfire, looking up at the stars, listening to the lion roars from a distance, it just makes me happy. So yeah, I'm so glad that I'll be able to assist you now with cruising, your land, your domestic, anything you want. Just pop me an email, and hopefully I can make all your clients' dreams come true as well. And thank you so much for all your support that you've given me over the past few years, and I'm looking forward to the continued support. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jax.
Thank you, Hough. That's amazing. I love the picture. Really, really typical of Hough. She always looks fantastic. So I love all of that. So that's our team. We'll move on to the next two later. So I hope you've all enjoyed that. And again, for me, the most exciting thing is you can speak to whoever you love the most about everything that we book at DP. So please don't forget us, and we love your support, and thank you so much. So what I'm going to do now is I have a special guest, and I've known him for a long time. He's a very special person, and he has the most amazing passion and vibe for life ever, as you can see. So we're very lucky to have on board today our very own Hough, who has kindly come on board to tell us about his various experiences. A lot of you will know Sean, any of the Pen Girls or any of you out there. There he is with his Proteo. So thank you so much.
And the TBI girls. Hi, Jana.
And the TBI girls, and the Flight Center people, and the ITCs, and I don't want to forget anybody. Just everybody knows Sean. So we have Sean on board, and he's going to speak to us about some great places. But before we do that, Sean, can you give us a little history of your travel life, where you've been, what you've done, and just because it's always so amazing, and I've known you for such a long time. So just give us an overview.
Well, Jackson and I, we started working together when you were a sales rep for Development Promotions, and I was a sales rep for Thompson's hugely international famous tours. So I've known you for a long time, and you've been very formal. But normally a conversation with Jackie and I begins with me serenading her. And often I sing to her, Jackie, Jackie, Babaki, Banana Fana, Fafaki, Fee, Fi, Mamaki, Jackie.
Jackie.
So
I feel more at home now, thanks, Sean.
It's an honor and a treat to be your celebrity for today, Jax. Thank you very much. I'm not sure I'm much of a celebrity. So I started as a sales rep with Thompson's, and back in the day, we probably did like 5-6 educational trips a year. But I quickly fell in love with snow skiing. And through Thompson's, I was able to work as a ski resort rep in Saalbach and in Westendorf briefly, and then for the longest time in Kitzbühel, where I learned to speak just a little bit of German. Ich sprechen Sie Deutsch. I'm not quite 135 years old, but I'm very old, so I won't tell you my whole career. But I worked for 5 years for Thompson's, for 7 years with Sun International. So 5 of those years were working with World Leisure Holidays. And that was at a time when World Leisure Holidays enjoyed a 45% market share to Mauritius. Wow. I employed superstars like Andrew Stark, who leads Flight Center, Ivan Zimmerman, who's an actor on Alice Milan.
That's right.
And then we won all those awards. You used to sulk all the time because my sales team was better than your sales team. Do you
Not
remember
a chance.
But the oldies in this group, and I haven't seen many oldies, will certainly remember the World Leisure sales team back in the day. It was really fun. I'm not sure we'd get away with that kind of sexist approach because women weren't really allowed in our sales team. You had to be a good-looking man to work for World Leisure.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then I stayed with Sun International, but moved over to Sun International South Africa, where I started a tour-operated division for them called Dreams. We conceived this new brand to focus on their new resort at Victoria Falls in Livingston. The resort had 2 different properties. The Zambezi Sun was the 3-star and the Royal Livingston was the 5-star. And then I went off to Penn Travel, where many people know me as Sean Penn. And at Penn Travel, we learned how to deliver sunshine. So really, really lots of great years, 8 years at Penn Travel. And I see Carla and Renata and Lamensha in the group. Hi guys, nice to see you. Jax, I've always taken gap years, as you know, between some of these jobs that I've worked on. I don't think that it's normal or healthy to wait until you are 60 to retire and have a gap year. I think it's important to travel. And most recently, 2 years ago, Taddy and I took off to go and live in Italy for several months. And we did all sorts of things. We did a cycle tour through Tuscany. We hiked through the Cinque Terre. We sailed around Sicily. We did a cooking course in Tuscany. And actually, now that I'm so old, just battled to learn to speak Italian. I can say ciao, man. That's about it, Jax.
But that's amazing. I mean, your life has just been full of wonderful things, and you and Chad have done great things. And I thought it would be an awesome opportunity, probably because our theme is domestic, that you've done some beautiful, amazing places in our country. So what is your favorite place? And give us a little bit of an idea of where you've been to and what you love so much, because I haven't heard of those places. And when you had told me and I researched them, I was blown away by them, Sean. They're just beautiful.
Yeah, so I really, really love Cape Town. I think that Cape Town is the international capital of the civilized world, or so it should be. Jax, yeah, I think that Cape Town's going to be very popular, not only for domestic travel, but internationally as well, because it has low population density, and pretty much the buzzword on everybody's lips at the moment is over-tourism. So people are going to want to come to cities that are less populated, less dense, and cities that are natural. The number one thing about Cape Town is it's a very active, very outdoorsy place. So, if you're not hiking up in the mountains, you running on the promenade or going for a canoe kayak trip on the sea. So there's loads of outdoor stuff to do. And I think that's what Cape Town's appeal has always been, and that's what's going to make Cape Town super popular going forward into the future. Yeah, I think that for Cape Townians as well, it's great to go into the city and have a break. I see that in the Condé Nast Awards, the gorgeous George Hotel, which is located right in the CBD, has just won Best New Hotel in Africa, along with a list of others. There's like probably 5 in Cape Town. But when I think of Cape Town as a weekend for people, you know, to stay at somewhere like St. George's Mall, particularly as a couple, you can really escape and have like a proper adult weekend. You can hang out on the rooftop, have tapas, have cocktails. What I love about the city is, unlike the rest of our country, is that it's still a city that you can walk around. So you can walk up Bree Street. You can go to Clark's for a burger. They have like crumbed chicken on a croissant burger. All sorts of different things. You can head all the way up Bree Street and pop into the different venues along the way, but you've got to end off at the Orphanage, which is famous for its cocktails. Always, obviously, a lovely tip is to try and include the first Thursday of the month, because that's when they close down that CBD and people just walk around the city with a drink in their hand, going into different venues and then exploring different art galleries that all stay open until about 10 o'clock at night. So I just think Cape Town is just so unique. It's such an amazing city. We've got the Silo now, so it's the first contemporary art museum in Africa, which showcases African contemporary art. So that's beautiful, with the adjoining hotel where you can have drinks on the rooftop. You've got to always climb Lion's Head. It's a thing you have to do when you visit Cape Town. I kind of think it's like the Eiffel Tower of Cape Town, or the Empire State Building. The only problem is that there isn't a lift. You've actually got to walk up.
To walk up.
And you have to be basically fit, but you can do the trip on your own.
Sure.
So yeah, I think, you know, I'm a very big fan of Cape Town, and I think that it's also makes for a great gateway for any international person coming into Africa, and then going on safari. Definitely.
So I think the next picture we have here is you and Chad kayaking. So that's awesome, which we chatted about, and I think that's amazing, and it's just the most beautiful place. So if we're going to move out of Cape Town, you had mentioned to me 2 places that we were going to quickly chat about that maybe people have heard of or haven't heard of. And I think the first one we're going to look at is De Hoop Nature Reserve. Is that where I'm going?
Yeah, so you know, De Hoop is about 4 hours from Cape Town. Oh, sorry, that's Churchhaven is the first photo. Shall I start talking about Churchhaven?
Yeah, why not?
So this is really a very special little hidden gem. It's only an hour and a half from Cape Town, on the west coast of Cape Town, just past Aza. And it's built, this little village of probably only about 20 cottages maximum are built right on the Langebaan Lagoon. And Jackie, I promise you, you know, this is the thing that amazes me with domestic travels. Sometimes you don't need to travel to Greece to be in Greece. And that's the vibe of Churchhaven. It's these gorgeous fishermen's cottages. They're all quite zhuzh. They're all beautifully kitted out. So lovely, like cottagey, rusticy interiors. And they're in this national park, so you're just surrounded by fynbos. There's wildlife in the park, but nothing like the big 5. It's more like leopard tortoises and that type of thing. There are loads of ostriches and buck and what have you. The water of the lagoon is very warm, so you know, the Cape water is very cold, but you can
Yes.
swim in the lagoon even in winter. So
Fantastic.
it's highly, highly, highly recommended. Unfortunately, we haven't been in a year and a half or probably longer because we're not allowed to take dogs inside, being that it's a national park.
Oh, right. Okay.
But to combine, so to have this party city holiday, eating out at restaurants, fine dining, checking out art at the Silo, climbing Lion's Head, walking up Bree Street, and then combine that with the week at Churchhaven, I mean, I'd rather do that than go to Mauritius. It's just so special and so amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think that's wonderful. So let's have a look at your next pick that you have, and then we can see where.
So that's Chad, Mr. Gorgeous, enjoying a relaxing hammock with the lagoon behind him. So still in Churchhaven.
It's beautiful.
He is, hey.
Yes.
Jax, so this is Lekker Water, and I'm sure by now that all the people in this call have heard about Lekker Water. It was, funnily enough, also voted best new hotel in Africa by Condé Nast Traveler. So this was the site where former President F.W. de Klerk used to have his kind of Camp David, and this is where he took Nelson Mandela for some negotiations. And it's now been turned into a very small exclusive lodge by Colin Bell, who was the man who started Wilderness Safaris. Right. It's in De Hoop. It's about 4.5 hours from Cape Town. It's completely natural. It's the expectation is that of like a game lodge. That's how it's set up, except it's on the beach. You have campfires on the beach. And the thing that they're most famous for is whale watching. So the whale watching here is the best in Africa, better than Hermanus. Colin Bell talks of this drone that he's flown above the actual nature reserve during whale season, and it looks like the sardine rush. It's just bumper to bumper whales. When as soon as they open, I know that they're going to launch an awesome special, which is they're going to start off by only selling the lodge on an exclusive basis. So there are 5 rooms, so you'd be able to take the lodge, the whole lodge over for you, your friends, or for you and your family. And it's a special rate of 12,000 Rand per night. So if you think about it, that's only 1,200 Rand per person. And it is valid all the way through to August, October, which is normally their high season, which is normally like, I don't know, 6,500 Rand.
Yeah, 6,900. I looked it up. 6,900 per person. So this is a fantastic deal.
Yeah, don't tell anyone because I'm trying to get my group together. and we're trying to head over there in October over a weekend. I think they have a 2-night minimum stay. But I really always recommend when you go to lodges that you stay for at least 3 nights, because then you have 2 full days. If you stay for 2 nights, then you have 1 full day. And yeah, okay, Diana, I'm phoning you.
Well, that's a great special. I mean, I was looking at the photos of this Lekker Water because I'd never seen it, and all these rooms have these floor-to-ceiling glass, and it all opens up onto the sea. So I think there's 7 bedrooms or 6 bedrooms, and I mean, it's just, the decor is unbelievable, and just looking out at that sea and the beach, I think it's absolutely stunning. So I love this place. I think it's a real gem. So did you say you're going in October? So there's no availability for October, is that correct?
Well, only for 3 nights.
Okay. And then, of course, the biggest, nicest thing about Cape Town is the wine farm. So there you and Chad are. Do you want to give us a little overview of this?
Yeah, we live in Constantia. We are right in the wine farms. Our closest wine farm is High Constantia. Our mate is the farmer, Dave van die Kerk, or we call him Funny Church. And he's just won best Cabernet Franc in the country. Wow. So we often have like an opportunity to go and hang out there and get involved during harvest time, which is always loads of fun. At the last harvest, Dave actually landed up in one of the vats, which I don't think I'm supposed to tell anybody. But yeah, I've written a little blog on Constanza, which I'm happy to share for everyone, because I really do love it and feel so privileged to be able to live here. We have a little cottage, so anyone who wants to visit us, you're more than welcome to pop in for a weekend. It's not just the wine farms, it's also the wonderful restaurants. We've got like probably 10 of the top 20 eat-out restaurants in Cape Town, so we're spoilt for choice with La Colombe and Chef's Warehouse and Greenhouse and Foxcroft and so on. We've also got a little bit of contemporary art now, because there's the new Norval Institute, which is now South Africa's second venue for contemporary art, which is very exciting. And I have to correct myself. Earlier I said Silo was the only place. It's very close to Kalk Bay, which is this awesome, trendy little seaside fishing village, which I think New York Times or somebody voted as one of the most trendy new villages in the world. But very cool to go and buy fish to put on the braai. And then obviously loads of hiking. You can walk up on the back of Table Mountain. You can walk from Constantia Neck to Kirstenbosch Gardens. There's the beautiful summer sunset concerts in Kirstenbosch Gardens. You have to read my blog, Jax. And then you have to come and stay with us.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's amazing. And I thank you so much for all your info that you've given us. It's just, I think it's things that we don't think of. So it's always lovely to hear it straight from you. And I can highly recommend that anybody that wants to go and stay with Shaun, his house is amazing. I did have the privilege of going there. So it's wonderful, and we had a great time. And Chad is a great chef, so I'm sure they'll cook dinner for you as well. So thanks for that. And then,
am I allowed to show you
yes,
Principe quickly?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sure everybody will be very interested to see.
So, seeing as that this is a What's Cooking show, Jax asked if I could show you what we were cooking in our kitchen. Roland might have to tell me how to turn the camera around. There we go.
Oh, you've got it.
So on the right is our sourdough starter, which is 101 years old.
My word.
And it comes from Italy. Her name is Principetta. And this is the sourdough that was cooked fresh from the oven today. So I'm sure that you're all very impressed, but I can't hear any applause. Thank you, Carla.
It's coming. They're all coming for lunch. That is amazing. Oh, wow. So Shaun's showing off his house. He's showing off his kitchen. He's showing off his sourdough. That's 101 years old. There we go. It's all coming through, Shaun. Delicious, wonderful, fantastic.
I see Susan Williams. Hello, Susan. And there's Michelle Berkset. Hello, Michelle.
So I just wanted to ask you one last thing before you go, Shaun. We always have a nugget of knowledge. And what's your nugget of knowledge for us?
Yeah, I think don't do the same old things in Cape Town. You know, I think you've got to tap into local knowledge. You find out what is out there. I didn't know about places like Churchhaven or De Hoop Nature Reserve. You know, we're famous for Sabi Sands and the Big Five, but our whales, the southern right whales at De Hoop, should be something on everyone's bucket list. The beautiful flamingos in Churchhaven is something you have to see. Churchhaven also is really great during the flower season, because you see all of the beautiful wildflowers blossoming, and they're very, very unique places. So dig a bit further to find out what's special about a destination, and don't think you know a destination, because Cape Town has so much more to offer. Don't stay in the city. Extend your city to the winelands, to Churchhaven, to De Hoop, and you can really find for your clients a holiday that, in my opinion, is as good as any in the world.
Absolutely.
Greece,
well, Shaun,
Mauritius, whatever.
Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for all the wonderful experiences you've given us. Thank you for always supporting us. We really appreciate it. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to end off quickly with our two last girls, and I'll catch up with you soon, and we look forward to working with you. So very quickly, we're just going to move on. So obviously, just to end off, I'm going to go very, very quickly. We've got our airline team. Our airline team are just going to give you a little bit of what they've done and how many years they've had with us, because they're going to put all our packages together and help you on the air side. So first up, we have Sum. Sum, welcome. Give everybody a brief of who you are and how long.
Hi guys, so my name is Sumaya. I'm known in the team as Sumi, Sums, and Sumi Babes. I've been part of the DP family for the past year and a half, right? My travel background basically summed up is I've been in the airline industry for the past 12 years, working for the likes of Arik Air, Ethiopian Airlines, Emirates, and recently with United and Air Canada here at DP. I've also worked with all our local carriers. Everyone experiences travel in their own way. I've been fortunate enough to travel international as well as local. My favorite local destination would definitely be Cape Town. The friendly people, different cultural experiences, the long beach walks, you know, fabulous nightlife. And for me, my favorite is food. So fish on the rocks, right? And the views are just breathtaking, checks. Whale watching for me in Hermanus is one of my favorite memories I have growing up, okay? Another thing is that I believe in order to sell a product, you really need to understand the person on the other line, right? You need to build that connection, as a connection leads to great adventures rather than just a destination. My colleague Rina and I will be stepping into DP's next venture as your airline expert for all the packages that we're about to build. As they say, local is lekker, so we look forward to helping you guys. Chat soon.
Thanks, Sum. That's wonderful. And then the last of our team, and certainly not the least, is Rina. I'm sure a lot of you have spent time with Rina or dealt with her. She's been with us for a long time. So I'm going to race over to Rina. There she is. Hi, Reens.
Hello. I'm Rina, and here's my handsome United aircraft. You can go back there. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for everything. Sumaya and I are the airline support team for United and Air Canada, represented by Development Promotions. And we're very excited to be part of the DP exciting new product coming soon as the airline. We're going to do the airline package side. And hopefully with Sumaya and my experience, we'll be able to make your job a little bit easier. I've been with Development Promotion for almost 15 years, and I've been in the industry for almost 30 years. So I'm kind of old, actually. But it was always, you know, DP is a great company, I must say. Thank you, Jane and Jax.
Thank you. We love.
Before with Development Promotion, I was with Absolute Tours. I was with the Far East and Australia department. And then before Absolute, I was actually a tour leader. So I've been to many, many places, thank goodness. I've been to almost Far East, all over Far East. And then Australia also, and New Zealand. I've been to USA, I've been to Canada and the UK, but I think it's nothing as so beautiful as our South Africa. Yeah, and the picture there is actually on, I was on Air Canada aircraft from Toronto to Frankfurt. You can see our aircraft are very cleaned, and also the leg space is quite spacious actually. So yeah, thank you so much for everything, for everyone, for all your support as always.
Thank you. So sorry guys, we went a little bit long. It's the passion that we have, and it's all just flowing everywhere. So I'm going to hand you over to Shelley. I'm not going to talk anymore because I talk too much. And thank you so much for everything. And Shells, it's over.
So thanks everyone for joining us. But of course I have to finish, but we're all starving now after Sean's speech and everyone talking about food. So of course I tried to find a decent recipe with boerewors, but out with the boerewors. And guess what I'm making today, guys? I am making Cook Sisters, because for those of you who know me well, I like a nice cook sister from Woolies. So what you do is you take a little bit of dough. You can see I've got my dough here, and you actually have to kind of roll it and then make it into 2 plaits. So 2 pieces of dough like this, and then you actually just plait it. It's very simple, guys. And you take a little bit of golden syrup, you mix it with some water, you know, make like a sort of syrupy liquid, and you pour that literally over your cook sister, and then of course you deep fry them. So here's my beautiful cook sister. So guys, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it, and hopefully next week we'll see you all again. So have a good day. Cheers.